also made the engines, as they still do, Rolls-Royce, for airplanes. So there was that connection too. As we see, we're underway, and the Velocity Invitational is up and running here at Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway. The green flag waves, and away we go.
Yeah, Mark Hamilton Peters is going to go out to the early lead here, and Mark Hamilton Peters is in that 1932 Bugatti T59. Goes a little bit wide. Going to show it a little bit wide, and then that's going to allow Charles McCabe to get around. Oh, we got a spin.
Oh.
Got a spin out of the Andretti hairpin.
But nicely done, I may add.
Beautiful, beautiful save by Paddens Dowling, and that's in the 1934 ERA R2A.
Well, if you know your historic racers, Paddings Dowling has raced around the world. I did some commentary on him at the Monaco Historics a few years ago, but Padding gets around and is always a feature at any historic race. Yeah, so if anybody was going to catch that, it would be he.
If you were questioning on if they're pushing these or not, right there's your answer.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you did see the number 14 of Mark Hamilton Peters. There was some chatter on the left rear, some wheel hop, which is a sign of heavy, heavy braking. So they're certainly getting it done early this morning here, Jonathan, the Velocity Invitational.
Well, the top three have sprinted into the lead as they go up to the Ray Hall and down to, down the corkscrew for the first time. A wonderful shot from above along the Ray Hall straight and into the famous corkscrew, dropping over 130 feet down the hill in these rather, I'm sure, interesting times to be driving one of these down the corkscrew. Not an easy quest, and then into Rainey as they head downhill and down to the last two corners. Tricky in these cars, I would hazard a guess, but three cars now moving well away from the rest of the pack. In third place, Ericsson Shirley in the Alfa Romeo from 1934.
Yeah, the Tipo B P3s. Again, we got Charles McCabe leading Mark Hamilton Peters coming to the start-finish line the first time by. Mark Hamilton Peters has a hand up, or they all have a hand up. It looks like we're double yellow.
Yeah,
double yellow
like,
for some reason.
Okay, so we've slowed things down, and the signal is out.
That's the spin that we had at the exit
okay.
of turn 1. That's the number 7.
So each of these groups, we've got 9 in all, and some exhibition groups will get a couple of races throughout the weekend, and so we'll have back-to-back racing throughout this Velocity Invitational weekend. And there is Paddings Dowling, still stuck at a big exit.
I believe just dead in the water.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I think they stalled, and
I'm wondering if he's done any damage to the suspension as well, but it was a fairly simple spin.
And it could have been, you're right, Jonathan, there could have been something that happened in the front suspension that caused the spin. You could have had a failure that would have caused the thing to loop around as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they